Your phone buzzes. You check it. You swipe. You scroll. You forget why you picked it up in the first place. Now it's 20 minutes later, and your mind is fogged, restless, hungry for more noise. This isn't a bug in your system. It is your system. And if you don't break it, it will break you. In a world built on distraction, focus is no longer just helpful. It's rare, powerful, and revolutionary. The Stoics didn't live in the age of Wi-Fi and dopamine loops, but their enemy was the same: chaos. Theirs came from outside. Ours, it lives in our pocket. But the solution hasn't changed. The battle for control has always started in the mind. You don't master self-control by removing every distraction. You master it by becoming stronger than the impulse to escape. That's what this is about. Not tips, not hacks, but training. These Stoic focus techniques are war drills for a distracted world. And if you want your mind back, it starts now. Focus doesn't begin with doing more. It begins with removing what doesn't matter. The first Stoic technique: eliminate mental clutter. Seneca said, "If you don't know which port you're sailing to, no wind is favorable." Most people can't focus because they're chasing too many directions at once. Too many tabs open, not just on your browser, but in your brain. The Stoics lived with intention. They cut what was unnecessary. They didn't let every thought become a command. So start with clarity. Ask, what actually matters today? Not what's urgent, not what's trending. What matters? Focus is a byproduct of meaning. And when you don't define it, the world defines it for you. That's why you scroll instead of act. You don't lack discipline, you lack direction. So make your mind your territory. Don't let every notification, every opinion, every useless thought invade it. Create a perimeter. Be ruthless with your yes, and lethal with your no. That's how you earn mental silence. And from silence, focus is born. The second Stoic technique: build rituals stronger than your moods. Motivation is inconsistent. Emotion is unstable. But rituals? They anchor you. Marcus Aurelius didn't rely on inspiration to rule an empire. He relied on repetition. He wrote to himself every morning, not because he was lost, but because he needed clarity before chaos hit. That's your next move. Set non-negotiables. Not big goals, tiny rituals. Same time, same place, same start. Focus thrives on rhythm. When your mind knows what comes next, it stops negotiating. That's what most people don't understand. They wait until they feel ready to work, to train, to show up. But Stoics didn't wait for readiness. They acted, and let readiness catch up. So design your day like a fortress. Set the hour, set the trigger, protect the pattern. This isn't romantic, it's repetition. The power of focus doesn't come from a single deep moment. It comes from returning to the same place, again and again, until your mind stops resisting and starts aligning. If you're done letting distractions run your life, subscribe and hit the bell. We train focus here, not feed noise. Third Stoic technique: name your distractions. Most people lose focus not because they're lazy, but because their distractions are invisible. The Stoics practiced awareness. They observed the mind like a battlefield. They didn't say, "I'm just tired." They asked, "What exactly is pulling me away?" Fear, ego, impulse. If you want to reclaim your focus, don't just fight distraction. Expose it. Label it. See it for what it is. Scrolling isn't a break, it's avoidance. Multitasking isn't productivity, it's fragmentation. You can't win a war you won't admit exists. Write it down. What steals your attention most? That's where your training begins. Now the fourth technique: return faster. Even the most disciplined minds drift. The Stoics knew this. They didn't aim for perfection. They aimed for recovery. The goal isn't to never lose focus. The goal is to notice faster and return sharper. That moment of "I'm distracted," that's your rep. That's the exact second you level up. Focus isn't about flawless control. It's about relentless return. Fifth Stoic technique. Control your inputs, or they will control your state. You can't expect mental clarity when your feed is chaos. The Stoics filtered their reality by choice, not by algorithm. They didn't consume everything that was available. They consumed what aligned with their values. Today, you're surrounded by noise, headlines, opinions, endless takes on everything, each one demanding a slice of your mind. You think you're just scrolling, but your focus is bleeding. Slowly, quietly, constantly. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish." In other words, unplug from the crowd. You don't need to know everything. You need to protect what matters. That means setting digital boundaries. That means unfollowing noise. That means making space before trying to fill it with productivity. Focus isn't just about what you zoom in on. It's about what you block out. You don't rise above distraction. You reduce its power by starving it of your attention. Where your eyes go, your energy flows. So aim wisely. You say you want focus, but what are you actually training for? Every time you let distraction win, you're rehearsing weakness. Every time you delay what matters for what's easy, you're programming surrender. The mind doesn't forget patterns. It repeats them. And here's the truth. You're not too busy. You're just not focused. You're not broken. You're undisciplined. And that's not an insult. It's a challenge. Because focus isn't a gift. It's a responsibility. One that you've either taken seriously or outsourced to everything that demands your attention. So let me ask you, and be honest, if someone studied your last 7 days, would they say your mind is yours or already owned by the world? If the answer shook you, good. That's what it's supposed to do. Because awareness without action is just regret waiting to happen. And you don't need more advice. You need a line in the sand. A moment where you say, "This stops now." The noise, the passive scrolling, the empty hours that leave you more drained than when you started. Stoic focus doesn't begin with intensity. It begins with integrity. Do you mean what you say you want? Then prove it in small, sharp actions. Turn off what weakens you. Turn toward what challenges you. Start before you're ready. One task, one block of time, one clear decision. That's all it takes to shift from scattered to solid. And if you fall, good. That's another chance to return stronger. No judgment, no drama, just discipline. That's how warriors think. That's how leaders move. That's how Stoics train. You won't master focus in one day, but you can reclaim it, moment by moment, rep by rep. The Stoics didn't preach perfection. They practiced presence. They trained their minds the way warriors trained their bodies, with consistency, with clarity, with purpose. You don't need to feel motivated. You need to act aligned. Your attention is your currency. Where you spend it shapes who you become. So protect it, sharpen it, and use it with intent. Not everything deserves your time. Not everyone earns your energy. In a distracted world, self-control isn't a soft skill. It's survival. And those who build it, those who train it, rise while others scroll. If you've made it here, you're not like the rest. You're not chasing calm. You're building it. And you don't need more apps or hacks. You need a standard. You are the gatekeeper now. Choose what gets in. Choose what gets built. And choose to show up. Clear, steady, and absolutely untouchable.